everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, and thank you for supporting me. I'm Coretta. In this tutorial, I will show you how I made this really cute graduation fan. I use Cricut Design Space to create my design, but you can use any software of your choice. Want to see how I did it? Come on, let's get started. For this project, I will be using inkjet glossy photo paper. I will be using white cardstock and black cardstock. I will be using art glitter glue. I have some sticks, and I will be using my hot glue gun. I will leave a list of these items in the description of the video. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the background from the picture that I will be using. This picture is a picture that I downloaded from Canva. So to do this, I am going to be using the remove.bg website. And to remove the background, I am going to select Upload Image. I am going to browse to where my image is located, and I'm going to select my image, and I'm going to select Open. And when the picture is uploading, the software will automatically remove the background. Once the background is removed, I am going to select Download. And when I select Download, the picture is going to download to my Downloads folder on my computer. Okay, so here in Design Space, I am going to upload the picture to the canvas. To upload, I am going to select Upload on the left toolbar. And I'm going to select Upload Image. I am going to select Browse. I am going to browse to where my picture is located, and I'm going to select the picture. Once I select the picture, I'm going to select Open. The image will upload into Cricut Design Space. And on this screen, I'm going to select Complex. And then in the bottom right, I am going to select Continue. Here, the image has uploaded with the background removed. And so I'm just going to select Apply and Continue. Here, I will select the Print Then Cut image and then select Upload in the bottom right corner. On Recent Uploads, I will select the image, and then on the bottom right, I am going to select Add to Canvas. I am also going to add to the canvas some glitter digital paper that I got from Fabrica. I paid for the subscription, and so I'm able to download an unlimited amount of designs and fonts. Check out their website for an array of PNGs, SVGs, sublimation designs, embroidery designs, as well as laser and engraving designs. Feel free to use my affiliate link. I will leave it in the description below. So I've already uploaded the glitter to Cricut Design Space, and so I'm just going to add it to the canvas. To add it, I'm going to select Upload, and I'm going to select the glitter, and then I'm going to add that to the canvas as well. So it's really large, so I'm just going to size it down so that it is smaller and not taking up the whole screen. And I'm also going to duplicate it so that I can have a copy of the glitter. To duplicate it, I am going to go to the top of the Layers panel, and I am going to select Duplicate. I'm going to move this over here, and then I am going to hide the glitter, that glitter, by selecting the image, and there's like a little eyeball here on the right, to the right of the name. So now that I have all of my images added to the canvas, I am going to begin designing the graduation fan. So I'm going to move the graduate over, and I'm just going to make her a little bigger because it's easier to work with when the image is larger. And so I'm just going to make her a little large so that I can easily work with my design. Now I'm going to add text. To add text, I am going to select the text icon on the left toolbar. A highlighted box will appear, and I am going to type 2, and I'm going to hit the space, 0, space, 2, space, 3. And that is the 2023. I am going to change the font to Jersey 716. And so on the top menu under font, making sure that 2023 is selected, on the top menu under font, I'm going to select the drop down menu. I'm going to select system because I want the fonts that is on my computer. And in the search bar, I'm going to type Jersey. And then I'm going to select Jersey 716. This is a font that I downloaded from thefont.com. And so once the font changes, then once I select my font, I'm going to hit the X to exit out. Now, as you can see, there is like a lot of space in between each line, and I don't want that space. So to remove the spacing, I am going to go up to line space, and I am going to select the down arrow to decrease the line space. And it's taking kind of a long time, and so I am going to just hit -5. Let's see if that works. Okay, -5 works, and I like that. And as you can see, it just reduced the space in between the lines. Next, I'm going to change the color to red. So making sure that 2023 is selected, I'm going to go up to operations, and I'm going to select the color swatch. And when the color swatch panel opens, I am going to change the color to red. And then I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas to go back. Next, I'm going to add an offset to the 2023. And so again, I'm going to make sure 2023 is selected, and on the top menu, I am going to select offset. The offset panel is going to open up, and as you can see, the distance around the offset is pretty large, and I don't want it that large. And so I am going to manually type in the distance that I want. And I want my offset distance to be 0.075. I also want my corners to be sharp. And so I am going to hit apply. The offset default for my system is black. I want this offset to be gold glitter. And to get it to be the gold glitter, I am going to slice the text from this gold glitter digital paper that I brought onto the canvas. And so to do that, I'm going to move the red 2023. I'm going to take the offset and I'm going to position it onto the gold glitter. I am going to select both of the layers, the gold glitter and the black offset, and you can see here on the layers panel that I have 2 layers selected. I am going to go to the bottom right menu and I am going to select slice. What this did was it sliced the 2023 offset out of the glitter digital paper, and this is what I want. And so what I'm going to do is delete all of the pieces that I don't need anymore. And then I'm going to move this back to this 2023. So let me arrange this to the front and then bring this here. And I'm just going to make sure everything is aligned. I'm going to select both the gold and the red layer, and I'm just going to align center. And once it's aligned, I am going to group the 2 layers together because I want them to move as one layer. I'm sorry. So selecting both layers, I am going to go to the top of the layers panel and I'm going to select group. Once I have the layers, the text grouped together, the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to position this text where I want it for now, because it might change later, where I want it on the image of the graduate. I am going to repeat these same steps with the rest of the text that I will be adding to my design. So once I'm finished with adding all of the text and positioning my text the way that I want it, I am going to select the entire design. And on the top of the layers panel, I am going to select group. With everything grouped, I am going to add an offset to my design. This offset is going to serve 2 purposes. The first purpose is as an offset for my print then cut, and the second will be so that I can cut it out with cardstock to make the fan sturdier. So with everything selected, I am going to go to the top menu and I'm going to select offset. Again, I'm going to leave my offset at 0.075 with sharp corners, and I am going to select apply. For this offset, I am going to change the color to white. So with the offset still selected, and you can see on our layers panel that the offset is selected, I'm going to go up to operations, select the swatch, and change that color to white. Now you can't see it on the screen because the screen is white, but I'm going to change the color of the canvas for now. So I'm going to go over to my layers panel and I am going to select blank canvas. I'm going to go up to the color swatch and I'm going to select the white color swatch and I'm going to change the canvas to gray. So now that I've changed the canvas to gray, you can see the white offset around the image. And so I'm going to move this design over to the side for a minute. And as you can see, there are a lot of openings in this design. And what will happen is if I send this to cut, Cricut is going to cut out all of these open lines. And I don't want that. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to remove the offsets by going to use the contour feature. So to remove the openings, I'm going to select the white offset, and I am going to make sure that it is a basic cut. So on operation, I am going to change print and cut to a basic cut. Then I am going to go to the bottom right toolbar and I'm going to select contour. Once the contour screen open up, I am going to select hide all contours. And what that does is it hides all the cut areas here. And then I'm going to hit the X. And as you can see, all of the cut layers went away. So now that all the cut areas are gone, I am going to duplicate this layer. And so on the top of the layer, making sure that that layer is selected on the top of the layers panel, I'm going to select duplicate. So before I hit duplicate, I should have changed the color to the layer to white. And so what I'm just going to do is select both of the layers, go up to operation and change them both to white. I'm also going to change my canvas back to white. And so I am going to go over to the layers panel, select the gray area on blank canvas, and then I'm going to change my color swatch back to white, and that'll put my canvas back at white. So now I have my two duplicated white layers. I'm going to take one of the layers and I'm going to position it over with the print and cut picture with the design. And I'm going to arrange this to the back so it can be behind. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of those layers, the white layer and the design, and I am going to align that center. And once it is aligned center, I am going to group it on the top menu, and then I am going to flatten it. And so what I've done is I've taken that white layer and I've flattened it to that design. Next, I'm going to select the remaining white layer and I'm going to add an offset to this layer. So I'm going to go up to offset and I am going to change this offset back to 0.075. I'm going to make sure my corners are sharp and I'm going to select apply. And so it defaulted to black, but I want to make sure that it's the right black. And so I'm going to go up to operations and I'm going to select the color swatch and I'm going to select black. And then I'm going to go back to the canvas. Now that I have all of my layers, I want to size my fan. So to size my fan, the first thing I want to do is I want to put the picture on top of the offsets. And so I'm going to put the picture on top of the offsets. I'm going to select all of the layers and I am going to go and align those center as well because I want to make sure that everything is centered. And then I am going to go to the top of the layers panel and I am going to group all of my layers together. With all of the layers together, now I can size my fan. And I want my fan to be 7 inches in width proportionately. And so to size the fan proportionately, I'm going to make sure that the proportion is locked. And I am going to change the width of my fan to 7 inches. And then I'm going to hit enter. Now that I have everything sized, I am going to go to make it. So on the top, I'm going to select make it. Here on this screen, you see the design on its color coordinated mats. So we have a print then cut mat where I'm going to print out this design and then I'm going to put it on a mat and cut it. I have my white layer and I have my black layer. And since I will be gluing a stick to the back of this fan, I am going to I'm going to cut out the black layer twice. And I will use this duplicated layer to cover the stick. And also what I'm going to do is I am going to change my material size from 12.5 by 12 from 12 by 12 to 8.5 by 11 because that's the size of the cardstock that I will be using. And so I'm going to change all of my mats to 8.5 by 11. Next, I am going to select Continue. Here on the Make It screen, I am going to select the Print Then Cut, and then I am going to select Send to Printer. When the print setup box opens, I am going to make sure the right printer is selected. I am going to turn off the add bleed for this project because I have a white offset and that is going to cut around the white offset. And so I'm not concerned about having a white edge. If the offset was a color, I would leave the bleed on so that I could get the best edge to edge cut. Next, I'm going to turn on my system dialog and then I'm going to hit print. The system dialog box will open and I am going to make sure that I select my printer. I am going to select preferences. And here on preferences, I want to make sure that my paper type is HP photo paper and I want my print quality to be best. And then I'm going to select OK. And then I am going to select print. Now that my image is printed, I am going to get everything cut out. For the print and cut, I use photo paper, and so I am going to be using the medium cardstock cut setting. Making sure that when I place the paper onto the mat, I place it the same way that it is on my computer. I will also use the same setting to cut the white and the black layer. So for the white and black layer, I will be using medium cardstock. Okay, I have everything cut out and I am going to assemble this. So I actually ended up cutting 2 layers of the white cardstock because if you are going to be selling these fans, you want them to be sturdy. And so you either want to use a heavier pound cardstock, and in this tutorial I use 65, but you can use 110. And so I am going to glue these 2 pieces together, and then I'm going to glue these 2 pieces and this and then the stick. So to begin assembling, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to glue the 2 white pieces together. So I'm going to glue the 2 white pieces together like this. Next, I am going to glue the white layer to the black layer like this. And when you glue your layer down, you want to make sure that you leave the same amount of space all the way around the entire design, because remember you had a black offset with a white offset. And so I'm going to glue the white layer down to the black layer. Next, I am going to glue my image on top of the layer, on top of the white layer. So I'm going to glue my image down like that. Now that I have all of the layers glued together, I am going to now glue the stick onto the back of the fan using the hot glue. And so when you glue your stick, you want to hold your stick like you are holding your fan so that you'll know how far up to glue your stick. And so I'm holding my fan like this, and so I know that my stick should go about this far up. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit just to give me some wiggle room, but I am going to make sure that I glue this down, and you want to make sure that it is centered so that the fan isn't off. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it down with the hot glue just like that. So I have the fan glued down to the stick. And so the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to now cover up this exposed stick by using the second layer of the black offset. And so I am going to glue this layer down like this. So now I have everything all glued together. And this is the graduation fan. So, and it's kind of sturdy. Again, like I said, if you want, you could use thicker cardstock. And if you choose to use the 65-pound, you just have to cut out more layers to make the fan sturdy. All right, guys. That's all for now. I hope that you were able to follow along with my process. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will respond back. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.